The things that he was doing that I didn't like didn't make me feel good, but I didn't say anything. So I hold. And then when I started talking about, then he said that was my fault. Everything was my fault. So now I'm like confused in my head. It's like, is my fault? Is his fault? Maybe I'm not that good like I thought I was as a wife. I always was a good wife. Was married for 16 years, was good. But and then 3 years before I decided to get divorced, those 3 years was going down. I tried everything that I could do it. But and then what happened that I was holding, I started having panic attacks.
Hey everyone, welcome to Pinky J Podcast. Today I have my friend Alexsa. I've been knowing Alexsa about 6-7 years. I met her through a mutual friend and we're both Zoom instructors. But funny story how Alexsa ignored me.
There we go again. Always say the same.
I always tell her the same story.
I don't remember that, okay?
She claims she doesn't remember. So I went to Beto's class at Betsy's studio at the time. And I knew of Alexsa and I thought she was amazing and I know she was Brazilian. So I was like, oh, wow, I know Alexsa, she's amazing and she speaks Portuguese. I want to speak to someone that's Portuguese, so it'll be fun. And I know her through a mutual friend, but I never talked to Alexsa. So after class, I got so excited. I'm like this young little girl and she walks out. I'm like, excuse me, Alexsa. And she just turns around. She's like, oh, you're like amazing. You're Portuguese, right? She's like, mm-hmm. And she just walks away. And I was like,
I don't remember that.
I was like, wow.
I'm sure it was me.
It was you. You were wearing a hat, your long hair. I remember that. I remember that day like it was yesterday.
Oh my God. I think she got like...
Me. Okay, at least I tried to be nice to you. Well, fast forward to 7 years. Me and Alexsa are now friends and we're like family. I consider her like an older sister. And I know she's been through a lot with coming to a new country, being married, and now divorced. So, hi Alexsa, thank you so much. Tell me more about your story and how it can inspire other people.
I have so many stories, but let's go to one story today. Okay, today we're gonna talk about the before my divorce, through divorce, after divorce. Yeah?
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
And it's a big step that you made.
Yeah. Well, before I decided to divorce, I've been through a lot. You know, when the bad thing, when you hold everything, I was holding too much. I was holding the problems I was having with my ex, the things that he was doing that I didn't like, didn't make me feel good, but I didn't say anything. So I hold. And then when I started talking about, then he said that was my fault. Everything was my fault. So now I'm like confused in my head. It's like, is my fault? Is his fault? Maybe I'm not that good like I thought I was as a wife. I always was a good wife, but we didn't click. Was good was married for 16 years, was good. But and then 3 years before I decided to get divorced, those 3 years was going down. I tried everything that I could do it. But and then what happened that I was holding, I started having panic attacks. I didn't know it was panic attack. I never had a panic attack, so I had no idea. So one day, I remember I was in Brazil. So he came with me. So when I was flying back, I thought I was having a heart attack. I started sweating and panic. I was like, I told him, I don't know what's going on. I think I'm having a heart attack. And then he said, okay, calm down. Maybe you have a panic attack. I was like, panic attack? I never had a panic attack. Decided to walk around the plane. And then after like 20 minutes, I was good. And then I was like, oh, maybe this was a panic attack. But this was the beginning of everything. So now those panic attacks started coming over and over and over, in the point that I had to go to ER 3 times.
Wow, 3 times because of a panic attack.
Yeah, because I didn't know. I swear I thought I was dying. I said, I'm dying. I'm having a heart attack. I'm dying. So one time I got to the hospital, my heart was going crazy. And then they was like, okay, what's going on here? Is that heart or is panic attack? So they put me in a room and I stayed there like 4 hours by myself, because I called him and I say, I think I'm having a heart attack. And he said, oh, okay, now I'm busy, but let me know if you need to be there. So I was there by myself. So more and more I was trying to figure out.
Said that?
Yeah, he said, if you need me, I go there after work.
Wow, so he chose work over you.
Exactly. So and then after work he came, but and then they say, okay, now you can go. But they didn't tell me it's panic attack, it's my heart. They said, just go, you're okay. So and then one time I was again driving the supermarket with the cart, put everything, my food, and then right away my hands started getting sweat again. It's out of nowhere. My panic attack was out of nowhere. And I said, I'm dying again.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was going through a lot of panic attack, anxiety. I had a lot of anxiety. I said, I have to figure out what that's causing me. I started talking with a lot of people. I met one girl that she also worked in the Zumba office. She is a friend of mine now. And she said, oh, maybe try another alternative, because the doctor said pills. Okay, you can take pills. I'm not a doctor. If the doctor say you want to take. But for me personally, I don't like pills.
Right.
So when I took it, I don't like the feeling. I was feeling like the word can go down and I'm still like la, la.
Like La La Land.
Yeah. I didn't like the feeling. Felt like I could not maintain myself. I had to depend of this. I was like, I'm not going to depend of this. So she asked me to go with her in the meditation. I was like, okay. And then she said about Reiki.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I was like, Reiki, I never heard about Reiki. She said, maybe that's going to help you. You have to try everything. So I went to the Reiki session and I felt good. So I had the panic attack after that. No, after the session, but the day after. But the guy that I met, he said, when you have a panic attack, call me. Before you take the pill, call me. If you want to take the pill, you take it, but call me. He said, I'm not a doctor. If you want to take a pill, you call me. Or if you don't want to take a pill, you call me. It's up to you.
Right.
So I decided, because I told him I don't like pills. So I told him, okay. So I called him and said, I'm dying. I can breathe. And then he said, okay, go to the floor and lay down over there. Put a pillow. So I lay down on the floor, in the cold floor that felt good because I was hot.
You're sweating.
I was sweating and I could not breathe. And then I put a pillow there and I lay down. And he said, I'm going to do Reiki on you. You know,
through the phone.
The distance.
Okay.
Because Reiki, you can do long distance. And he said, but before I'm going to guide you through a meditation. So he was guiding through the meditation. I know by the end, I was good. So, and then after this, I said, oh, maybe this is good for me. I started meditation every day. Breathing technique, the box breathing that I learned. So I did the box breathing. That helped me a lot when I was like, have a panic attack, anxiety. And then I did the meditation and I did the Reiki. But it's so funny because when I started doing all this, out of nowhere, I knew what the problem was. My marriage was the problem. That's what it was causing me.
Okay.
So, and then I was like, okay, if you can fix it, you have to move on. Because in his mind, I was the bad one, I was the wrong, he was the right. And when a person put in your mind like this, he's not going to change. So I said, okay. So for my peace of mind, I got to leave. So I get up one day and I said, I'm leaving. Just like this.
Wow. And that takes a lot of courage.
Exactly.
And how old were you when you decided that?
This was 3 years ago. I was 42.
And that age is tough for you to decide to get a divorce after 16 years.
Well, yeah. Was very tough. First because, you know, because he used to tell me, oh, but how are you going to be without me? You cannot live without me, or you cannot support yourself without me. So I was afraid of. It was the first day I was really afraid, but I don't have kids. Something to hold me.
Right.
You know, I was like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm doing. So I left, and it was really scary.
Absolutely, because it's
really scary.
It's not easy. And this would be the first time you would be living alone, or
exactly. It was the first time ever living alone, because before I got married, I used to live with my friends. I had roommates. In Brazil, I was living with my mom, so I never lived by myself.
Yeah.
So I have to deal with this, living by myself, that I never did before, getting divorced. Now I'm by myself to do everything.
And it's not easy doing everything alone.
No. You have to figure out things. But you know what? I was like, okay, I'm going to learn. I'm not going to die. So let's do it. So I started doing everything. But the thing is, we got divorced in September. And then March, what happened? COVID. Everything closed.
Wow. And that's tough because now you're living by yourself and you have to be away from everyone.
Now I'm living by myself. I'm away from even my friends because, you know, we could not go out, couldn't do anything. I didn't have my ex. my friends, we talk on the phone.
It's different.
We did FaceTime, but it's different. But this was the best time in my life. I discovered something about me that I had no idea. I discovered that I love to live by myself.
Okay, that's good.
I discovered that I can do anything if I put my heart on it. I do it. I felt good. I thought I was gonna feel bad, but I felt good. The panic attack gone. The whole COVID time that we was closed up, I didn't have nothing. No one panic attack.
So the trigger was your marriage.
Exactly. So the thing is, I think sometimes we hold things inside for so long, and we don't put up until one day your body started to have the reaction too, and then like you start to have all those panic attack, anxiety, and everything. I believe like anxiety and panic attack come from something. Something you lived before, something in your life, maybe something when you was a kid and now come out and in your mind and you have it. But I don't believe that you have a panic attack just because you have it.
Out of nowhere.
Okay, let me have a panic attack.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people can relate because I think many people, my opinion, get married just to get married or are in love and then they fall out of love. And then in your case, it was 16 years. Some people are 20 years. Some people are 10 years. And they start feeling what you're feeling, but they don't take that step. And then their whole lives, they're miserable and having these panic attacks or whatever you're going through because they're afraid. And they shouldn't let their partner tell them, you can't live alone or you need me. Like, that's like the worst thing that someone can tell you. So the fact that, and I think a lot of people can benefit from this, like, listen to Alexsa's story. She took the courage and she lived alone. And guess what? She loved it and she found herself.
Yeah, sometimes we see a monster on the closet and you think the monster is there and you don't want to open the closet because they're going to bite you. And then when you open the closet, you say, nothing's here. So yes, you can do it. You know, It's like, don't be afraid to do things. When you're afraid, it's because, yes, you have to do it.
Exactly.
That, like a lot of things now that I'm like, God, what I'm going to do? I don't know how I'm going to do it. And then I think about exactly that moment when I leave the house and I did by myself. And I tell myself, girl, you did before, you're going to do this one too.
Exactly.
So like, of course, my life will go up and down. So we will go through a lot because life is like this. But I always tell myself, wait a second, you did before, so you can do now. So now things more different because, of course, I have my time to cry, to be mad, to be sad. And then the next day I'm like, that's it. You cry, you be sad, now let's move on.
Right.
You cannot be there forever. You just don't be afraid to do it. I think it's worse because sometimes you're afraid and you say, no, I'm going to try again. And then it's like snowball.
Yeah. Snowball effect.
Up.
Yeah. And then it's
so big.
And then you explode.
Exactly.
You explode. And then now after the divorce and you found yourself, how is it now living by yourself? I know, it's tough with the economy and everyone can relate to this because living alone is not easy, especially financially wise, right?
Exactly.
But you're doing it.
Yeah. Financially, I'm telling the truth, I was very afraid because, I was like, I help a lot when I was in the marriage. I pay all my bills, but I didn't have the house payment. So now, like, you have an extra house payment. And when I got divorced, I got a new car 2 years before I got divorced. So I had 3 years more to pay my car. So it was a lot of things, and I don't know how things happen, Like, I think when you feel you need to do something, you do it. Of course, my financial life right now is not the way I want to be, but I'm going there,
You're getting there. Exactly. And I think the universe does it what is meant for you, right? That's my thing, like, trust the universe. Even though you're yelling at him or you're like, F this, what am I doing with my life? No, there's a purpose as to why you're doing it.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes you ask why, and then that's to give you more power, to make you more strong. Like, for example, everything that happened with me was for me stronger. Now I have other things because life is going to deal with a bunch of things. So you have to grab something.
Right.
So for me, I grabbed in the way when I left the house, and I thought I was not going to live by myself at all. Mm-hmm. For you to have idea, when I was a kid, I was scared of being in the house by myself.
Right.
And the whole time, because I was like, I'm going to be in the house by myself in the nighttime, every night. For you to have idea, when I was married, my ex-husband used to travel. I used to call him in the middle of the night and said, just talk to me because I can't sleep.
Wow.
So because of that, I thought like, I cannot live by myself. Mm-hmm. So it was a bunch of things. And then when you do it, when the universe said, yeah, you're going to do it. And then that's it. Mm-hmm. Okay, I can do it.
Right.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not. And one other thing that Alexsa's story is very inspiring is she came to a brand new country by herself or with a friend.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't know the language.
No English at all.
No English. A whole different country. And look where she is. I think that's just since then, you have so much strength and courage.
20 years old when I came here.
You were young.
Yeah. I was 20 years old when I came, and I was like, let's do it. My friend was like, let's go. So it just did. And in my life, it was always like this. I jumped that wall, and when I'm on the other side, I don't go back here. I want to move forward, So it was like my friend, he moved back to Brazil. I said, I'm here. I'm going to stay here.
Right.
It was a lot of work, a lot of things, but it went through. Has been 26. I'm 46. 26.
She doesn't even know her age. I just called her old. I think she wanted
old. I'm 46.
Just kidding. If you're 46, you're not old, unless you're Alexsa. I think this is a very inspirational story and can motivate people to take that leap of faith.
Exactly. Don't be afraid, because you never know. You don't know what's in the other side until you go to the other side. Maybe you think, I cannot sustain myself. Yes, you can do it. Always if you have to go work in 10 jobs, do it. For your freedom, for your peace of mind, do it, If you're afraid to start anything new, just do it. You never know. I prefer live like I try, didn't work, then I'll be like, okay, I should try. That's the worst, to live like that.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, my life has been like this all the time. Now, I work like this all the time. I feel I'm gonna have panic attack. When I have most stressful time, I just go to the beach or I go to the house, just breathe. And because something nothing can do, some things never can do. You can do nothing. You just can relax. So things come in your mind and you can have the solution. Because if you have a hurricane inside your mind,
it's gonna be worse.
It's gonna be worse. Yeah. So now, right now, that I'm going through another phase of my life.
Yeah.
Again, mm-hmm. It's scary, yes, but I know I'm gonna go through because I went through so many things. So now I'm trying to relax. I had my time to cry. I had my time to be mad. Now I'm the time to just breathe and yes, girl, you can do it. Let's do it.
Exactly. And I think anxiety and panic attacks are more common now, or people talk about it more versus before, especially when you were going through that. I don't think it was as common. So it's really good to know how Alexsa cope with it. I mean, we're not doctors or anything. I mean, if you need to seek a medical professional,
exactly,
go seek your doctor. But this is how Alexsa cope with it. So maybe you can try it out. Maybe do some meditation, some breathing work, Reiki. I'm all for Reiki.
I think if the doctor gives you medication, you can do the medication, but do something else too. Meditation, just do good for you. Meditation is not a religion. It's not the Buddha or Jesus. Whatever you believe, use your meditation. If you don't believe in anything, but you believe in yourself, meditate about yourself. Meditate about being on the beach. Just to imagine that you are on the beach walking barefoot and listen to the waves. Just to walk is a meditation. Sometimes when you walk on the beach and quiet and you hear just the wave, this is a kind of meditation too. So, yeah, find a way. I think don't panic. I have to have the pills. Yes, if the doctor said yes. We are not doctors, so
no.
I'm saying my experience.
Right, we're talking experience.
Yeah, I'm talking my experience. I decided to don't take the pills. I took the pills.
Right, but you saw how it made you feel.
I took the pills, but was not what I want for me. So I went to second option, and for example, all the time I used for like 6 months when I was traveling a lot. I used to have my pill in my bag, and my in the other side I have music to meditate in a plane, because I was like, if I still have panic attack in a plane, I'm gonna take the pill.
Right.
And I swear, a lot of time I took the pill.
Wow.
When I was traveling, because I was so afraid to be in a plane.
Yeah.
And then one time, I think I was going somewhere in Europe. I know it was like 8 hours flight, and I started like sweating out of nowhere. It's like the panic attack come out of nowhere. I'm good. I'm watching a movie, and I started breathing, and I was like, it's just a panic attack. I'm not gonna take the pill. So I get up and I started walking the plane back and forth. I walk all the way from the front of the plane to the back of the plane. I go like this. I think people was like,
is she okay?
She's crazy. But I was like, and I was just meditating in my head, and then was gone.
Right.
So I said, okay, this is a panic attack. And a lot of time I said, okay, if it's a heart attack, nothing I can do about it. I'm gonna pass out. People gonna help me.
Right.
But if a panic attack, it's gonna go away.
That's scary on a plane because you can't go anywhere.
Exactly.
Wow.
In the plane, I had like 3 times panic attack in the plane.
Yeah.
The last one I had was like 3 years ago. Like when you started travel again. The first one, I was going to Mexico. Out of nowhere, I was like, okay, I think it's a panic attack. So I was like, okay, just breathe. That time I just want to get off because the plane didn't left yet. The plane was there. So we was waiting for people. It gave me a panic attack right there. I was like, should I leave the plane? That was the worst ones because my head was like, get off the plane. And I was like, no, it's a panic attack. So I was like,
yeah, you had like the angel and the devil like telling you
exactly
to get off the plane. No.
And I was like, God, I'm traveling for work. I'm gonna stay here. So because a lot of time I lost things because panic attack, because I was gonna do something that's important. In going there, I had panic attack, and I had to go to the doctor, or I have to go to home because I think I was dying.
Right.
So I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that anymore. But but you have to be careful too, because one day if you really need a doctor, you have to read your body.
Yeah, I feel like you're the only one that knows your body the best.
What I do is now when I have, because I live by myself, if I have a panic attack, I go outside.
In case.
Okay. Because I think like this, if something that's going on, first I don't want to be driving if it's something that's going on. How about you driving? You had something bad and you kill another person. So, but I go outside. I'll say I go outside and I try to sit down and breathe. If something bad, somebody's gonna come and see me.
Right.
If it's a panic attack, it's gonna go away and I go back home.
That's the best way to cope with it.
Yeah, that's how I did. I did so many times. I drove in front of the ER with my car. I drove, I swear, stopped the car and it's there. I said, with the door open, because if I pass out, I'm going to fall.
Alexsa has everything planned out. Even when she's having a panic attack. This is what happens when you live alone.
Exactly.
You have to plan everything out.
About all the time.
Honestly, I just moved and now I'm living alone, and now I have to like think about these things.
I think about that. I was like, okay, I'm in front of the ER. I opened the door and I said, if it's like a medical urgency or something, I'm going to pass out, fall out of the car, and they're going to help me. If it's a panic attack, it's going to go away. Yeah, I did that like a lot.
Wow. That's scary.
But now, I think person that had a panic attack, anxiety, always have to take care of ourselves because it can come anytime. I've been like without having panic attack for a long time now. When I started, like, I think it's going to happen. Like the other day, like, you think, I've not had a panic attack, but it can happen right. And I don't want to get there anymore.
Right.
I wanted to before starting getting my mind in place, It's so hard.
Yeah, I'm sure. And a lot of people don't really understand, like, if you go talk to someone who's never had it, they're like, just snap out of it. Or it's all in your head. Or it doesn't exist.
That's the worst.
Or you'll be fine. No, because you don't know. It's something you can't control.
That's the worst, because I think only people that have panic attack can understand other people that have a panic attack. If you never had it, don't understand. That can be your family, your friends, anybody that's close to you. They're not going to understand, because the worst thing you can tell a person that have a panic attack, it's on your mind. Just breathe. You just shut up. Just breathe. You're gonna say, because it's a mental disease. So you cannot tell a person you are not feeling that when your body is feeling that.
Right.
So I think it's very important for you to have people around you that understand. And like, for example, when I started had a panic attack, I told my ex in that time, I said, just be by my side. Don't tell me it's things out of, it's my mind that's creating. Just breathe. Just stay there, that I know that you're there. So I say, and I know I feel safe because if something happens, I know you're there. But don't say anything. That's just tell me I'm here for you.
That's all you need.
Exactly.
Because if once they tell you, oh, it's in your, it's gonna trigger even more. It's gonna make you worse.
Even more.
It's gonna make you
even
worse.
More.
Yeah.
That's why I tell everybody that never had a panic attack that's listening to us right now. Don't tell a person that's having a panic attack, oh, it's all things in your mind. Just think about something else. No, you don't think about something else. This time your brain's telling that you are dying. How can you think about something else?
Exactly.
You know, just have compassion for the person and make the person secure. I think it's the important thing. Say, look, I'm here. You know, I have one thing, I think I saw on Instagram one time, a mother that know the daughter have panic attack one time. She went to the rain and she lay down on the floor. Her mom just came down, lay down by her side in the rain because she was having panic attack. But she knew how to deal with, you know. Okay, I'm here. The whole time she was by her side in the rain falling, and she said, I'm here. So that's what a person that's have a panic attack want to hear. Just, I'm here. If you think it's a medical, let's go. I'll take you to the hospital. If you think it's a panic attack, I'm here.
Exactly.
Don't say anything. I'll just be quiet, and that's it.
Right.
Because more you talk,
the more you're gonna get even more anxious.
Yeah.
And I really like that because this is good for parents too. If your kids are going through this, or older people,
panic attacks don't have age.
Exactly.
My niece, when I was in Brazil, she was almost having a panic attack because of the COVID thing. That's when she's going out.
Right.
So she have to take her time to go put her mind in someplace else.
And
so
how old is she? 7, right?
She's 9.
Or 9.
Yeah.
They're young, and it can happen. Yeah, I think mental health, anxiety, panic attacks are very common nowadays, but people are not talking about it. People are not educated about it.
I understand why people don't talking about it because I had time like that too, that I talk with a friend. I'm going through this. I take this out of your mind. So don't understand. So sometimes if you're going to hear things that you don't want to hear, you be quiet. Because maybe we are afraid that you're going to judge me. You're going to think I'm crazy. I understand why, because I didn't say anything before until I found people that I felt comfortable about it.
Right. And the listeners, if you're going through this, you're not alone. Remember that. And if you need to talk to someone, we're here for you. You're just listening to us, but you can always reach out to Alexsa or myself because it's something that we experienced. We can help you. Even if you want to talk to us, it's fine. Just talk about it. Let it out. Release it.
It's so good to talk about it.
Yes.
When you talk, it's just like you get out of your shoulder, you know.
Right.
And you have to be careful who we talk about it. Because sometimes if you talk with the wrong person, you're going to have wrong answers or people are going to try to say something that's not going to help. So for me, it was try to find somebody that you can trust. Maybe somebody that never been there with the panic, but they can understand.
Exactly.
Or they can just be there for you and listen to you. Now I have a lot of helps out, like calls or things that can help people.
Right.
Just don't let the snowball go bigger.
Exactly. So thank you so much, Alexsa. Thank you so much for listening about anxiety and panic attacks and going through divorce.
Yeah.
Divorce at an older age. Older. I'm not calling her old. But it's 16 years. It's a lot of years to be with someone. And taking that step forward. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I think Alexsa's a very strong woman. And she's also an amazing Zumba instructor and Afrobeat. That's her thing. So I will link her Instagram below. Check her out if you're in the Miami area. She does teach.
And I also do Reiki.
Oh, she does Reiki.
And now I'm a Reiki practitioner because of that, you know. Some things, bad things bring good things.
Exactly.
So yeah, if you need a Reiki therapist, I'm here.
Yeah, so reach out to Alexsa with any questions. You know, she's here also. Thank you so much, Alexsa.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, guys.